Picture yourself standing at one of life's biggest crossroads, heart pounding, mind swirling with fears and what-ifs. Maybe you're thinking about moving to a new city, changing jobs, or committing to a relationship. For most people, making big decisions is stressful but doable. For someone with OCD, however, that stress can feel like being trapped in quicksand. No matter how hard you struggle, you can't pull yourself free. The obsessive thoughts flood in. What if I mess up? What if I regret it forever? These questions aren't fleeting. They replay endlessly, turning decision-making into an exhausting battle inside the mind. Today, we'll explore why OCD can make big choices feel impossible, what's happening in the brain during these moments, and how with understanding and tools, it's possible to break free from this paralysis. People often say, just make a decision already, but for those with OCD, this advice feels like an impossible demand. OCD is not laziness or lack of willpower. It's a neurological trap where obsessions, repetitive, anxiety-provoking thoughts push the mind to compulsively check, recheck, and doubt every option. The more a person with OCD tries to gather information or reassurance, the more uncertain they feel, creating a vicious loop that drains mental energy and confidence. Research shows that individuals with OCD spend significantly more time deliberating over choices than those without the disorder, often with little relief. This means hours, days, or even longer consumed by mental back-and-forths that leave them stuck and exhausted, unable to move forward. The science behind OCD reveals a brain that is wired to respond to uncertainty as a major threat. Key areas like the orbitofrontal cortex, OFC, caudate nucleus, and anterior cingulate cortex work overtime. The OFC, responsible for evaluating risk, becomes overactive, making even small unknowns feel catastrophic. The caudate nucleus, which helps regulate habits and routines, causes the brain to cling rigidly to compulsive behaviors to try to regain control. Meanwhile, the anterior cingulate cortex is hypervigilant to potential errors, setting off constant alarms. This neurological pattern means that when faced with a big decision, a person with OCD doesn't just hesitate. They experience the unknown as a serious, urgent threat, like their survival depends on getting it absolutely right. Recognizing that this hyperactive brain pattern drives these feelings is a crucial step in building self-compassion and beginning the path to change. Imagine Alex, a young professional trying to decide whether to apply for a promotion. From the moment Alex wakes up, the mind races with what-ifs. What if I can't handle the pressure? What if I disappoint everyone? Throughout the day, these thoughts loop relentlessly. During the commute, at lunch, even while trying to socialize with friends, the fear and doubt don't stop. Alex compulsively seeks reassurance online, reads reviews, compares options, but instead of easing anxiety, this behavior deepens the mental fog. By bedtime, the mental energy is sapped from replaying the same dilemma over and over. Outsiders might just see procrastination or overthinking, but for Alex, this is a daily struggle against overwhelming fear and self-doubt that makes moving forward feel impossible. Deep dive case study: Diana's wedding dilemma. Diana dreamed of the perfect wedding for years, but when it came time to actually plan, OCD took over. What should have been joyful became a source of crippling anxiety. What if my dress choice is wrong? What if my vows offend someone? To soothe her anxiety, Diana engaged in mental rituals, endlessly revising plans, seeking others' opinions, and hunting for signs that everything would be perfect. These compulsions provided temporary relief, but never stopped the doubt from returning. Her breakthrough came during therapy, when her therapist asked her to sign a wedding invitation without second-guessing. The panic was real, but so was the triumph when she did it. That imperfect, brave choice was the turning point, showing Diana that uncertainty could be faced and survived, and that her happiness didn't depend on perfection. Families and friends often struggle to understand OCD and the paralysis it causes in decision-making. Frustration can lead to unhelpful comments like, Why can't you just decide or stop overthinking? But these remarks usually deepen anxiety and isolation. Instead, loved ones can help by practicing reflective listening, validating the intense fear the person feels, and offering support without judgment or pressure. Simple acts like offering small choices to build decision confidence, celebrating even tiny successes, or just being present and patient can make a huge difference. This kind of empathy creates a safe space for the person with OCD to gradually face uncertainty and reclaim control. Exposure and response prevention, ERP, therapy is the gold standard for OCD treatment and works by gently guiding individuals to face feared situations without performing compulsions. For example, someone fearful of making a wrong decision might start by making small choices without seeking reassurance and gradually tackle bigger decisions. Over time, this process retrains the brain to tolerate uncertainty without triggering anxiety. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, complements this by helping change irrational thought patterns, tracking automatic negative thoughts, evaluating evidence realistically, and replacing them with balanced thinking. Keeping a progress journal or chart helps the person see their improvement clearly and motivates continued effort, proving that OCD's grip loosens with consistent practice. In addition to therapy, practical tools help manage obsessive thoughts and compulsions in daily life. Scheduled worry time allows a person to give themselves permission to obsess for a limited period, then postpone the thoughts when they arise outside that window. Mindful interruption techniques, like snapping a rubber band on the wrist or taking deep breaths, help break compulsive loops in the moment. Cognitive diffusion, a technique from acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, encourages viewing obsessive thoughts as passing clouds or leaves floating on a stream. They're to be noticed, but not acted upon. These strategies empower the person to reduce OCD's mental noise and build resilience. Taking concrete steps is essential, so here's a 7-day challenge to practice facing uncertainty. Day 1. Pick clothes without overanalyzing. Day 2. Send a text without proofreading endlessly. Day 3. Choose a movie without obsessively checking reviews. Day 4. Make a small impulse purchase without agonizing. Day 5. Speak up in a meeting without rehearsing. Day 6. Try a new route home without what-if fears. Day 7. Plan tomorrow's main task the night before, resisting the urge to list check. Keeping a daily journal of anxiety levels before and after these actions helps track progress, showing how tolerance for uncertainty grows over time and OCD's power diminishes. The journey doesn't end here. What's the hardest decision you've put off because of OCD? Share your story in the comments, no judgment, just community support. In upcoming videos, I'll answer your questions live, helping us all learn how to navigate those what-if storms together. Your experiences are part of this healing journey, and together, we're stronger. Let's clear up some misconceptions. OCD is not just about cleanliness or tidiness. It often manifests as obsessive doubts, mental rituals, and fear of making mistakes. Another myth is that someone with OCD can just stop if they try hard enough. The truth is that OCD is a complex brain disorder that requires a structured approach with therapy and support. Understanding these facts helps reduce stigma and opens the door to compassionate treatment. We've mapped the battlefield where OCD meets life's big decisions, from the brain's false alarms to the emotional whirlwinds, from stories of struggle to practical steps forward. Remember, uncertainty isn't a monster to defeat, but a frontier to explore. Every imperfect choice you make is a powerful victory over OCD's grip. If this video gave you tools, hope, or a new perspective, please subscribe, like, and share it with someone who needs encouragement. Join the 7-day challenge, and let's conquer the crossroads together. See you in the comments and in the next video where your toughest what-if questions will get real answers. Until then, trust your imperfectly perfect self. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and supportive purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. If OCD or anxiety significantly interferes with your life, please consult a licensed mental health professional.